Hey guys, how's it going? It's Philip, a Trade Genius. Okay, wanted to give you guys an update from last week's video. Essentially, we have come up and we have hit this level I told you was fairly important, was the 11,700. In doing so, we've also broken this trend line, which exists not only on Coinbase, but on Bitfinex too. So very similar charts. But as you can see, volume is very good on this move up. So what's going to happen here? Well, this level has been tested numerous times, so I am really expecting that this attempt here on this level is going to succeed, and we're going to break through. Our current fib target for this move is going to be 12,580. From there, we would expect a back test to this level and then higher. So that's what we're looking at for Bitcoin. For Litecoin, it had a really big move overnight, busted out, and essentially what we're looking at is excuse me, this basically is going to clear a path into back to 300. Now the thing you have to realize is most of the accumulation in Litecoin, relatively speaking, has been in this area over here. So the $80 to $100 area is a lot of support. More or less we bounced off of that support and has moved higher. So what this fib buy zone would be basically a spot where you'd want to catch it if we had a pullback here, but breaking 250 is pretty key. Then we're going to get into this area here. Relatively speaking, there isn't a lot of volume in this compared to the overall accumulation. Here's where mass majority of people bought in below 100. So this is all new territory here. So then to kind of see where the price action is in the new area, we have to zoom in. And as you can see, there was a lot of volume here at 300. So we're probably going to see this come up, hit its head into this bear fib zone. At that point, we'd probably redraw a buy fib zone and look for a pullback to buy, because I think initially it'll bounce off of that, because you're going to have people, generally the rule is people that got in at this level, they're feeling the pain and they want to get back out, so they'll get out if they're a little bit green, and that's just part of the trading psychology. But what'll end up happening a lot of times is you'll get a run up and then a bounce down, retrace, and then you'll break through. But to break through, we'll have to see a lot of money coming into the space, crypto space, and we'll talk about that in a little bit here in regards to the alts. So that's, I think we're getting very close to breaking through and making a run about $50, $60 higher to 300 on Litecoin. Ethereum, basically we are in a downtrend, don't have any buy signals yet, unlike Litecoin and Bitcoin, which fired buy signals. And we're just looking at daily outlooks here. We're also toppy on the Stokes. And we're getting into a lot of fib zones. So until we get some sort of signal, buy signal or something, no reason to get bullish yet on Ethereum. I do think ultimately it's going to move higher from here. But at what point do we get the green light for it to do that? We haven't gotten that yet. And so we'll just have to see what happens. This is going to be, this trend line here is like so, and so obviously it'll be key to get back above that. So if you're holding Ethereum, I would just hold it. If you're looking to get in, let's wait until we get a buy signal. Okay, as far as the alts go, okay, so this, we're in a time period we like to call Hulk smash. All right, so when you get into areas of where Bitcoin's going up, and I cleaned up this chart, so basically we just have others here in this gray area, but when you get a spike up, then the alts, they kind of suffer, and this is in Bitcoin dominance. So what you're looking for is when's the turn going to be in the alts, and so you a lot of times this is reflected in market dominance of Bitcoin. Okay, so not that it doesn't reflect the price of Bitcoin per se, everything can go up. It's just that when you start seeing a rotation into alts, you're going to see moves down in market dominance. So you're going to see like this move down here, or this move down here, so these two were very similar in the type of moves that we had. One was the beginning of around March all through this period through June, very bullish in the alt market. And then we had a very similar move here, but it only lasted a couple of months. I suspect we'll see another similar type move. Now we may not get a huge spike down. I mean, it's possible, but you have to also keep in mind that everything can also move together up as far as market capitalization. So these levels might flatten out as far as correlation goes, or not have such extreme moves over time. But right now we're getting another move up. So just look for, this is coinmarketcap.com. This is the market cap page. And if you want to kind of get a visualization of what the market's doing, you want to look for these types of moves here, where you have this spike down after a run up. Okay, so that's what you're kind of looking for to see, if there's a change in mood on the alts. Now, if you're in the alts or 100% alts, just wait. This is going to turn around. A lot of market cap is going to flow into the crypto space this year for a variety of reasons, from new adopters to just funds in general, institutional funds and things like that. But if you look at, over here we have our chart of the alts, and it's just mostly red. It's been like that for a lot of days. If you look at a lot of the more popular alts, like Ripple, for example, love it or leave it, but what we're seeing is a lot of the alts that have basically retraced their entire move from the bottoms that they've made in December, and they're getting back into their buy fib zones. We could look at ADA, something similar. Everything is just kind of lifeless here, right? It's just dribbling down. Same exact thing we saw back in where everybody just got so fed up, and back in November, December. It just seemed like there was no end in sight for some of these things. If we look at NEEM, same thing. These are one of the weaker ones. They're falling through their buy fib zones. They're tagging all of their down fib targets. NEO is very strong, although it's pressing against this long. You notice this trend line was big time support till that broke. Okay, so this was again that area where just no end in sight. But it's doing very strong relative to other alts. It's not even near its major fib buy zone from the December lows. If you look at Lumen, same thing, entering into its fib buy zone. IOTA, falling out of it. EOS had a big run up again, looking to pull back, although it does have some decent support here at this 72,000 Satoshi level. Excuse me. Dash, same thing. They all have this just very droopy price action. So stuff like this, you would just kind of look at like Dash, for example. You're just looking at, if you're looking to bargain hunt, you're kind of just looking like this is your value area here. That's cheap, that's expensive for Dash and BTC terms, and you're kind of right in the middle here. So pretty rudimentary measurement, but that's basically if you're looking for stuff like that. Tron was very frothy. This again about ready to break support here. It's probably going to head down to 300. So you're not seeing very much. The only bright spot I would say is OMG. We highlighted it back here. Last video we did on it, and this is before the whole alt market started moving up. But it's actually maintained an uptrend versus all these other ones that have, like most of them get into this situation here and then they've all dumped down. And OMG hasn't done that, so it's been pretty strong. So until we get some buy signals on some of these, if we look at 0x is another one that I think is it just looks like your alt market. Actually, let's look at it on Poloniex real quick, and then we'll wrap up. But if you look at it, this is pretty symptomatic of the entire alt space right now. And so we need to start seeing some buy signals on these daily charts for this for the alt space, and it'll happen. If you're holding bags and things are red, you know, that's just, you just hold, because I think we're a couple weeks away from this whole space starting to turn up. So that's just where we're at this week. We'll take a look at next week and kind of check the outlook on things. But keep in mind, when the alts do decide to turn, it happens pretty quick, and they can retrace a lot of downside in a very short amount of time. So you know, if you got in here, or you bought a pullback, you know, at this level here, you know, it might take just a week to recover, versus a couple of months of dribbling down. So that's what I suspect will happen across the board with most of the alts. So if you're shopping and accumulating, I think that's going to pay off here soon. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update since last week. You know, we had talked about this level here on Bitcoin, hitting that, we're there, and I do suspect we're going to break above that. And then when we do, we're going to have this pocket, and this might mean more pain for alts, but I think this ultimately, we're going to come back up, and this runs right back up to the 17,000 level ultimately. But it's going to take some time to grind through that. Our next level that would provide resistance is going to be right around 13,000. All right, so that's the next level. I don't expect much of any resistance once we have a nice break of this 11,700. So basically, when we hit 12, for example, maybe we'll pull back a little bit, and then that thrust higher, we'll definitely probably pull back and retest 11,700 from the top, but that's going to bring up 13,000 next. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it, and please hit like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys watching our videos. Take care. Bye.